Okay, good. Chick, you're supposed to be calling now if you're listening. Brought to you by Pro Golf.
Didn't he take a cellular phone with him?
Don't know.
That was sort of the point, I thought, of it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can call anytime now, Chick. Attaboy.
Good.
Well, maybe we'll get to the sponsorship in a minute.
I'll do it. Oh, he took him with him?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
No. Yes, the best laid plans.
Let's see. Well,
Mice and men.
as you know, we're just a bunch of hicks here in
I feel like one right
land.
now.
So what I thought we'd do is go back a ways and listen to this.
And now we go to Richard Shepard with a State Fair update. Dick, you're up.
Today, we're broadcasting from the sheep barn at the State Fair. Today's special guest is veteran sheep specialist Morris Lester. Now, Mo, with your intimate knowledge of sheep, tell me, just how much can you get for a sheep these days?
Well, it's your first time probation.
Okay, well, that's great, Mo. Now, Mr. Lester, as a young man, you spent some time running from the law. Mo, how long were you on the lam?
Well, it's about 10 minutes. That's why I was running from the law.
I see. Now, we have a technical question. If a female deer is called a doe and a female pig is called a sow, what do you call your female sheep?
Darling.
Well, Mo, more shop talk here. Sheep, of course, are a source for wool. Now, where do you get virgin wool?
Well, you get your virgin wool from ugly sheep.
Of course.
Mo, I see you've been shearing these sheep all week. Have you any wool?
Yes, sir. 3 bags full.
Now, in the olden days, a man who spent all his time with sheep was called a shepherd. Mo, what do we call a man like that today?
A felon.
Now, Mo, I've noticed that you have 4 sheep over yonder with their heads stuck in a fence. Now, frankly, I wish those were women.
Well, frankly, I just wish it were dark. Listen, I gotta go. It's time to get the flock out of here.
Good idea, Mo. This is Richard Shepard signing off. Back to you, Bob and Tom. Hey, Mo, those sheep look awful heavy. They hard to pick up?
No, dinner, couple of drinks, maybe a movie.
Morris Lester?
Yeah.
Mo?
You can call him Mo, yeah. And now our official State Fair hog call.
Figaro! Figaro! Figaro, Figaro, Figaro! Suyo! Puyo! Suyo! Puyo! Sui! 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 Thank you.
New Yorkers could have related to the first part of that.
A little bit
So
of,
cultured.
Oh, yeah.
That's Bill Brown doing his State Fair winning hog call from a few years ago.
Yes, indeed.
It's time for the news on Q95, and we'll just get right to it.
Who's it brought to you by? We can
It's
make
brought
it
to you
up.
by Pro Golf, the fine folks at Pro Golf.
Well, we know that Callaway night was so successful that
It's last night.
it was held last night.
So I get it. Neither Chick nor Mark has a radio with them.
Apparently not.
Well, that's real bright.
Yeah, oh yeah. We have morons on our team.
All they had to do was ask. I had one.
Well, need a support staff.
It's going to be a great weekend to play golf.
Sure it is.
And if you... There we go.
Wait a minute. Could this be one Chick McGee?
It's Mark.
Oh. Mark, is Chick near you?
Yeah, we're right here.
Does he have the commercial sponsorship for this hour?
We need the sponsorship. We're at the airport. Spike Lee just landed.
Oh, he did? And?
Are you going to be able to talk to him?
Well, we hope so. We're in position.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm hoping that he recognizes me as the person that helped him make this bet. And we've got our new shirt, Chokeland, a Reggie Miller joint to give to him.
Okay. Are you at a payphone or are you on a cellular?
We're on the cellular right now.
Okay, we'll hand that to Chick because it's definitely time for us to do our sponsorship.
Well, he's posing for the cameras right now with his Chokeland T-shirt on. It's UHF. It's Channel 59. I'm sorry.
Okay. Chick?
Anyway, yeah.
News brought to you by...
The news is brought to you by Pro Golf. Pro Golf is Indy's headquarters for equipment, apparel, and accessories. Probably should listen on my headphones, huh?
Would have been
5
appropriate.
convenient locations.
Yeah, should have
What's
done
that,
that.
Tom?
You've
What?
probably done that about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
It
we've been
wouldn't even
waiting
Waiting what?
for
Never
you.
mind.
Just
Waiting
keep
for
going.
me?
Just
Yeah.
keep going, would you?
Oh, gee, I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter.
convenient
No one on our
locations.
staff is here this week.
Yeah.
Why go on?
Including new stores on East Washington and Greenwood. Always at least 250 sets of clubs on display in every store. For the beginner or a handicapper, make it pro golf, where your balls get teed off, but you don't.
Oh, yeah?
Well, thanks, Chick. You
right.
guys just break in when you get Spike, all right?
Yeah, we'll do that, yeah.
Are you going to have? Are you going to keep the line open here?
It's up to you guys. It's your show.
Now, do you have headphones on the radio?
Headphones don't do me any good. You're still in the delay.
Oh, all right. I'll get out of that right now. Consider it done.
Now,
Okey-doke.
do you have headphones?
Yeah.
And a radio?
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to hear us okay now, Chick.
Okie doke.
All right, we'll check in with the news. Christy?
Well, good morning. Here's what's making news at this hour. President Clinton, of course, continues his D-Day trip through Europe. He spoke this morning at the Sicily-Rome American Cemetery in Italy and says we must never forget what happened here some 50 years ago.
Now our moment for common cause has come. It is up to us to ensure a world of peace and prosperity for yet another generation.
Clinton remembered the 7,800 Americans buried there who paid the ultimate sacrifice. There's a picture in the USA Today this morning of Mr. Clinton and his wife Hillary along with Pope John Paul II. It's kind of an interesting photo. Rodney King held a news conference yesterday to announce that he's not surprised a jury did not award him punitive damages against the officers who beat him up. He says the public, though, does have to realize there are more Rodney Kings out there.
I know that I wasn't the problem here, and that there's much worser whoopings beatings and murders going on every day. This one here just happened to get on tape.
He'll take his $3.8 million and move on, he said. He hopes this trial is the end of his trips to court. However, his attorney, Milton Grimes, has not yet decided whether to appeal the court's latest decision.
I'd imagine Milton's going to get a nice chunk of that 3.8.
The Girl Scouts say they don't discriminate against lesbians, contrary to what Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders tells USA Weekend. She's apparently not up to date with the Girl Scout policy, says Scout spokeswoman Bonnie McEwen. We don't discriminate. We also don't actively recruit homosexuals. The 3.5 million member group has no rules on individual sexual preferences, but doesn't allow outward sexual behavior, heterosexual or homosexual. Elders' spokesman said she understands the policy, but her comments were blown out of proportion.
What about the Weeblos?
That's Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Hey, watch it. I was a weeblo.
Chick, I was too, and I'm proud to say it was a fine organization.
Darn right.
That was the step from Cub Scouts to
Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts.
Spike's plane is unloading right now. Gentlemen, it's a carnival atmosphere here at Indianapolis.
How many people are there, Chick?
There he is right here. Here he comes.
Okay.
With Nick's hat on, and he's zipping right by us. He's surrounded by Mark Patrick is running up to him with the Crooklyn shirt, the Chocolate shirt, and he's almost all the way out of the terminal. So, I have to run back and get my sports, and I'll describe to you as we're chasing Mr. Lee. We're at gate G8, and now we're at gate G7, and Mr. Lee is acting as if we don't exist. Okay, and okay, I'm starting to get a little winded. Mr. Lee's a spry young man, and I can't really catch up with him right now. He's being interviewed by a pool of reporters, and Alan, he's sticking with no comment. And Mark's right beside him, and I'm behind an officer of the law. The officer is armed.
And dangerous.
And they're still talking. Mark now is looking at him. Spike is now finally acknowledging Mark's presence. We're having a little laugh about something, but I don't know what it is. We're back in the crowd. Yes, boy. I tell you,
I can hear big laughs there.
oh yeah, I have no idea what it's about.
Well, we're covering this like cheese on a pizza. We're all over this.
We are.
Mark's up there right with him with the camera.
Thank God.
And I'm about 4 deep behind 3 police officers.
Well, you know, TV.
Fantastic.
We're at gate 1 now of US Air. We're going right through the terminal.
And let's see. I'll try to get...
Is Spike still walking, or is he actually...
Spike is actually walking as if there aren't 4 camera people in front of him walking backwards.
There are 4 different camera crews there?
Yes.
Wow.
Including your UHF station.
And did they get... The UHF station got a photograph of your Chokeland T-shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
59 did, yeah.
Okay.
So there they are. And
now, did Spike see the Chokeland T-shirt?
Evidently, I'll try to get Mark's attention. Oh, he just wrapped up an interview with Mark.
Okay.
And now he's trying to go get his bags. And I ran into the pillar. Well, see, that's the chance you take, being a reporter here live on the scene at the Indianapolis International Airport. Maybe we could talk with Mark Patrick, who actually got to talk with Spike Lee. I was 4 or 5 officers back. Mark, I think you saw that. Should we follow him down to the baggage terminal?
Yeah, let's go down there and see what kind of bags he's carrying.
What did he say, Mark?
Oh, this is unbelievable. I said, they asked him where he was staying tonight, and he wouldn't say. And then he finally said, well, I'm staying at the governor's mansion.
There you go.
I said, East or West Wing? He goes, I'm staying in the slave quarters.
Oh, man.
So then I asked him if he really said what was in the paper this morning about the mask being relative to people being in the Klan and taking their sheet off. He goes, no, I didn't say that.
Okay.
No. So, it's been a really interesting morning here.
Did you ask him if he was actually going to file a grievance with the NBA?
I didn't get a chance to ask him.
Okay.
No.
Did you give him his shirt?
I tried to give him his shirt, but he wouldn't take it. He goes, that's funny, though. That's funny.
So he saw the Chokeland shirt.
He saw it, but he didn't accept it as our gift.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we tried.
I'm going to go. He's getting into the Indiana Black Expo car.
Oh, he's leaving already? He got his luggage that quick?
Hello? I'll be right.
I don't think he has to wait on his own luggage. He probably has someone do that for him.
Oh.
There goes the Spikester.
How do you do that? How do you arrange that?
He is left.
Have someone traveling with you.
Wow.
Has he left the building?
There he goes.
He's gone.
Spike Lee, let's hear it for Spike, everybody. How about that?
Yeah, well, pretty wild.
Well, good interview, Chick. We were on that like cheese on a pizza.
The security here was at an all-time high. They were talking about, they said that the head of the FBI flew in yesterday. Nobody was here to even pick him up. Spike Lee comes in, they get 1,000 people. I think I was right on top of it right up until I ran into the pillar.
Yeah.
I think you were,
That was the best part for me.
Boy, he was on and off and out of here and being chauffeured around by the lovely Mrs. Lee. So he's gone.
All right, well.
Mrs. Lee?
Evidently.
Yeah, Spike got married recently.
Peggy.
Peggy Lee?
Peggy, it's
Yeah,
not
right.
Peggy.
Isn't he married to Peggy Lee, Mark?
Was she singing
No,
Is That All There Is?
I think is her name. What's her name, Mark?
Olga.
Her home.
Is that all there is, my friend?
Okay.
Soda. Well, Chick, can you get to a phone booth so you can do your sports?
Yeah, I could just go in here and do it in the terminal, I guess.
Or do you want to do it from the car as you drive back?
Well,
who drove, you or Mark?
Mark drove.
Okay.
Does Mark have a car phone?
Mark does not have a car phone, no.
Oh, so that's...
Oh, no, Mark doesn't have a car phone, and I had to put quarters in the parking meter.
Well, of course.
What a surprise.
I'm
You
shocked.
think I'm shocked?
Are you kidding me?
You should have known
I'm
better.
sure his camera guy had to buy him a big breakfast at McDonald's.
And I had to get the Tic Tacs at the Hoosiers country store.
Hey,
Well, so that would explain why you didn't call us from the car then.
Well, I didn't call you from the car because Mr. Kavoyan said not to call because John Bowman was there.
And
That's right,
did you hear
he did
John
say
Bowman?
No.
That's
Well-
because he didn't come. He couldn't come this morning, so...
We didn't know
We had-
that
we had
till
a
after
slight-
you left.
Oh, well, then you guys have been
Floundering.
sitting on your penises for 4 hours. Okay.
Only because yours isn't here.
Well, you know you'd be my first choice, Tom, if I were gay.
Well, fine.
Well, thanks, Chick.
Well, Chick, go find a good phone to call us on, and we'll do sports in just a second.
All righty.
All right.
That was a great interview with Spike.
Excellent,
I
Chick.
felt like I was there.
I felt like I was running after him myself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we're gonna get an Emmy for that.
You think?
I think so,
That's
or
possible.
maybe a Grammy,
Or maybe a Tommy.
maybe a Tommy. We never had a documentary award for the Tommies, and now that will get
I think
it.
we have
the
it,
Chick
all right.
McGee interview with Spike Lee.
Well, call us back quickly, Chick. Let's continue with the news. And Christy?
Well, let's see. What else do we have here? John Bobbitt says he's thrilled, excited, and blessed to be the father of a beautiful baby boy, referring to a 17-month-old boy he previously denied was his son, despite blood tests that indicated otherwise. Bobbitt's working on a child support settlement with the boy's mother, Beatrice Williams, who dated John for about a year in 1992.
He's a loser, baby. Why don't we kill him? It's just a thought.
Thank you, Beck.
We're going to call him Nick.
His son?
Yeah, a little Nick.
They're definitely not going to call him Richard.
No.
Nope.
No, it's
In
definitely
this case,
Nick.
it would be Dick for sure.
30-year fixed-rate mortgages have risen just a tick, according to Chief Economist for Freddie Mac, Bob Van Order.
The latest numbers for the 30-year is 8.55, which is actually about the same as last week. So not much has happened in the last week. Not much has happened to bond markets. Rates actually dropped a little bit today, so it may be next week they'll be more like 8.5.
Van Order expects rates to lower just a bit, then stabilize over the summer around that 8.5 mark. Ned Andrews, a 7th grader from Tennessee, has spelled his way to glory in his 3rd appearance at the National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. Ned lasted 15 rounds over 2 days to win the 67th annual Spell Down. He was, of course, a participant 2 other years, but his best finish was 14th. So congratulations to Ned. They're offering a reward of up to $1,000 for info on this week's fire that destroyed a schoolhouse in Nineveh, the one used in the movie Hoosiers. Authorities in northwest Indiana are searching for Kenneth Lakeberg, who borrowed a friend's car on Tuesday and hasn't been seen since. Lakeberg, the father of the Siamese twins who were born last summer and separated during surgery, he's wanted now for a misdemeanor charge of unauthorized control of a vehicle. He's right up there with the John Bobbitt loser
He's a
category.
loser, baby. Why don't we kill him?
What?
One now or say yes.
Yes.
Who's it from, John
Press 0
Gacy?
now or hold for operator assistance.
What?
Press 0. Hello?
Please hold for operator assistance.
Why do we need operator assistance? We said yes.
Hello?
Who is it?
Chick, call and collect.
Calling Clay from the air. It's
From
a
the
local
airport?
call. Doesn't he have a quarter?
Call back.
Don't even have a quarter to call us?
Hello, Chip McGee is calling Collect Accept.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Chip.
Chip.
Well, she must be a huge fan.
Hey, Chip.
What a
Find
day.
a quarter?
What a day you're having. We're all having it together.
I gave Mark Patrick all my frigging quarters.
Well, I'm sure someone at the airport will be happy to give you change.
Well,
In Westerly, Rhode Island, one quick story before we get to Chick. Judge Raymond Patine will rule on June 14th on the legality of the city's anti-nudity ordinance. It was passed shortly after a series of arrests at a bachelor party at a club in Westerly, Rhode Island. Apparently they got a little out of hand at a bachelor party. Who would have thought?
I'm shocked.
Somebody just paged Anita Quarter.
I love our audience.
I do, too.
Yeah.
I need a quarter.
Love that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Very good.
Time for sports.
It is.
Well, why not?
Okay, you took me by surprise.
Friendly, okay. You think if Kathy Lee acted that way, she'd be around very long, Christy, huh? Huh?
You're comparing me to Kathy Lee Gifford?
She's perky and chipper, and you're not, Christy.
I am too.
Chick.
Huh?
Huh?
Good morning, sports fans. Bob, Tom, Christy.
Chick.
Christy, can you sing that If You Could See Me Now thing just for a second? It's
I don't want to hurt your ears or
It's
anything.
kind of one of my fantasies. Hands over your head. If you could see me now.
I'll watch these things.
Okay, sorry.
Chick.
Chick.
Hey, Chick.
Hello?
Chick, great interview with Spike Lee. That'll always be in my highlights of the great moments of this show.
Yep.
Actually, I think it was probably better that you didn't get to him because it was funnier that way.
I'm telling you, I was right on top of him right up until I got directed into the pillar.
Did you get a chance to tell him? Because I know you like his movies, or at least you...
I love the man's movies. I don't know why I was ushered away so quickly. I don't know what the problem was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Oh, well.
Game 6 tonight at Market Square Arena. It's the Pacers and the Knicks. The Hicks versus the Knicks in Game 6. Pacers lead the series 3-2. We can wrap her up tonight. Pep rally starts at 4 o'clock. And 3 bands will be there. And Bob and Tom will be there. And I'll be there. And Christy will be there. And
Dog will be there?
Dog and Mark Patrick will be there. And Nude. So come come on down.
We're all going to be nude?
Check that out. No, just Mark.
Oh.
I think we're going to try to get, I'm going to try to get some overalls today and a straw hat. If anybody has a straw hat out there, drop a couple of them off here.
Yeah.
Do you have any overalls, Chick?
I have overalls. Should I wear them?
Yes.
I'll wear them.
Some guy named, Brad Harris suggested this. I think it's a great idea. Bib overalls, straw hats.
Yeehaw! We're all Hicks.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's the only way to go.
Let's see. The Rangers beat the Canucks 3-1 last night to even that series at a game apiece. Do you want to hear about the Paris tennis matches?
No.
No.
Okie doke.
Some foreigner won.
Three-time Indianapolis.
They're not over yet.
500 winner Bobby Unser faces a July 13th trial date on a charge of battery on a police officer. The charge stems from...
Does it say there that she was a woman? Because she was.
Was she?
A lady police officer, yes.
Can I give you, Bob and Tom, can I go into the off-air thing for just a second?
Sure.
Go ahead, Chick.
Chuck, please.
Chuck, I'm sorry.
Mark's wheeling around in a wheelchair here at the Indianapolis International Airport.
Why?
Just making goofy faces. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
He's been working too hard.
He's lost.
He's hit the wall finally. Who hasn't? We've all been working too much. And...
Practice for the Miller Genuine Draft 200 IndyCar race starts today. Practice and qualifying opens today also in Dover, Delaware. Ben Dover.
Are you on a regular payphone?
Yeah.
Could you try calling on the cellular?
Okay.
Because this phone's
I think
terrible.
that actually the cellular was better.
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay.
Oh, now he's mad.
I think you made off-air Chick a little upset.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Chuck.
We'll just wait for his phone call.
You won't have to call collect this time. There he is.
Hello?
Chick?
Hello?
Yeah, that's much better.
That's much better.
Better?
I'm sorry, Chick. I don't know what's wrong with the phone at the airport, but it was awful.
Maybe it's not like you were calling from Channel 13, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Oh, this does sound better.
Much better.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Hello?
Chick McGee.
I want every nuance of the McGee voice to be heard by your fans.
Really?
Yes.
So I'm sorry to interrupt your sportscast.
No, that's fine.
And I'm taking notes if I haven't been.
Who?
Dick Second, I think. I don't know.
Dick Second? That must be a reference, of course, to Dick Siamese.
Was it Dick Second they paid?
It might have been Dick Siamese.
I couldn't understand, but it was definitely one of the Richard brothers. Always
Okay.
when out here.
God, we're great at the airport. aren't we?
Unbelievable. A couple of ball games last night in the National League. Ooh, I'm humming. Philadelphia beat Chicago 4-2, and Baltimore beat Detroit 11-5. Indianapolis beat Buffalo 3-2. Sports this morning brought to you by my close personal friend at the fabulous Chuck Callahan Ford. Did you hear that?
No.
Charles McGee just got paid here at the airport.
Somebody's on it.
On it. I hope Regina Upright gets paid. That is my favorite.
That's always my favorite.
Regina
Upright.
Upright.
Regina Upright. Peter Fuller. I
Oh, boy.
Oh, geez.
wow. Every dealer claims
out on being a girl.
they have the best service, but is it... When I go over there, do you hear a hum?
No?
You hear a hum? Right here?
No, it sounds fine.
Okay, must be me then. Every dealer claims they have the best service, but is it true? Michael Gardner, who's that?
Probably a legitimate
Probably
page.
legitimate page there, Jack.
What are they doing paging people that actually need phone calls? That ain't funny.
It's not a toy,
I
Chick.
want everyone listening to call the airport right now and page Regina Upright right now.
No, please don't do that.
Chick, don't encourage
we
them.
beg you not to call the airport and page
I'm not coming off the air until I hear Regina Upright on the pager here at the airport.
All right, fine.
All right. At Chuck Callahan Ford, there's no doubt. It's true. Ask their customers. Ask Senator Lugar.
Lugar.
Evil overlord of the underworld.
It is not. He's a distinguished senator.
Step
Stop that.
forward, Lugar.
Lex Lugar.
There you go. Well, that's it. You can leave now. Regina Upright has been paged. Thank you for...
That is my most favorite moment in broadcasting.
Yeah, well, like Marty says, it's just a bunch of C students with 50,000 watts.
We happen to have a radio station. That's all.
It's just like a big walkie-talkie.
It's a big toy.
Who should we have on page next?
No one.
No one.
Stop it.
No more.
Should we go with the perennial favorite, Richard Smoker?
No. We're done with the Regina Upright did the job.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Regina Upright did the job.
Michael Gardner.
Back to Michael.
They're still looking for Michael Gardner. I don't understand. Over 57% of Chuck Callahan's customers have been with them for years. They keep coming back to buy that new car because Chuck Callahan has photos of them in compromising positions. So, you have the service, you know the Ford line. How about the price? Well, the price at Callahan Ford, as they always say.
If it's not a Chuck Callahan Ford price, then you really don't have a price.
Regina.
We actually got Regina Upright.
That's the best.
Regina Upright.
Cool.
Absolute best.
Oh, who's coming? Who's that? The security?
Airport authority.
Oh, security is coming. Oh, my God.
I think it's time to hang up the phone.
No, I think an arrest on the air would be great.
Oh, God.
Regina Upright.
You know, after working in the airport taking pages, you would think if they get Regina Upright, say, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like a real person.
Do you think they have a list of all the fake pages?
I'll bet.
You know, the Mike Hunt.
Maybe they don't have Regina Upright on the list.
Richard Smoker. They got to have him on the list. Ricardo Fumero.
He's one of my favorites.
Uh-oh.
What? What was that?
Peterson.
Anita Peterson. Oh, Jesus. I don't believe it. Would you get out of the airport? Just.
I'm never leaving. I'm having the time of my life. He's calling me.
Don't suggest that.
Jury, please pick up a red curtain.
Who? Teddy Jury. Who?
That sounds legitimate.
That's someone legitimate.
I think you better hang up the phone. Craven Moorhead. It's all the classics.
Every one of them are coming out. They're all coming to the Pacer game.
Yeah, I'm sure we're entertaining the troops at the Indianapolis International Airport. Would you hurry up and leave?
Please pick up a red courtesy phone. Mark Patrick.
Mark's in trouble.
Yeah, that's
all right. Mark probably paged himself.
I am going to pass out.
Okay.
Pass.
Well,
I hang up now.
Yes, call us from
wait a minute.
Yeah, see, no, it's just the police.
It's just the police.
It's just the police. All right.
Call us from the car. Keep the cellular in case it's a paddy wagon.
Okay, we'll see you.
Thanks, Chris.
Wait a minute, Mark. Wait a minute.
Thanks, Chick.
So you were just saying you have arrest powers like everybody else. Okay, well, thanks. All right.
Well, good. Well, hopefully
looks
see
like
this.
time on the meter's getting low.
Hopefully we'll see this on the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, go put quarters in the meter.
Oh, boy.
Great Spike Lee interview. That was great, Chick.
You know, I'm tired, but it's a good kind of tired.
We'll talk to you later, Chick.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, I felt like I was right there.
It's going to be a partly sunny day today. Look for a high of 75. A gorgeous weekend. Sunshine both Saturday and Sunday. The high on Saturday, 80 degrees. The high on Sunday, about 82.
Thanks, Kristen.
Take a breath.
We'll come back. It's 8:36. 8:40 at Q95. You're with Bob and Tom. Good morning.
Hi. 69 degrees our current temperature. A great event with Mark Patrick and our own Chick McGee out at the airport trying to intercept Spike Lee coming off the plane for a quick interview. Excuse me.
Kind of
the highlight of it was Chick McGee running after Spike Lee and actually running into a pole. Mark got a chance to talk with Spike Lee with a camera in his face, and it's a big news story. Someone has just faxed us virtually all of the sports pages from New York.
Oh, is that right?
They're fabulous. The New York Post from this morning, a headline, bullied, it says Knicks versus Pacer, button heads again, bullied by band of Pacer nerds.
What?
It says disgraceful Knicks are being bullied by band of Pacer nerds.
So we're Pacer nerds now?
Yeah, here, no, listen to this. Oh. This is from an article in the New York Post by Wallach Williams, I guess it says. I can't read. Wallace Williams, apparently. It's smeared over the fax machine. It says, all the Pacers had was Reggie Miller. He was too much for the Knicks to handle. In the fourth quarter, the spit and old shoelaces backcourt of Starks, Davis, Anthony, and Harper took turns either being embarrassed by the, quote, 6'7", 180-pound beanpole with ears, or embarrassed by themselves by turning the ball over. Headline, Daily News. Knicks loss puts Spike on foul line.
Oops.
Filmmaker Spike Lee, one of the Knicks' biggest fans, was the Knicks' biggest goat yesterday.
Ouch.
Lee, not the Knicks players, was getting the blame for the team's blowing Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Championship Series to the Indiana Pacers by getting the goat of Pacers star Reggie Miller and motivating him to a late-game scoring spree. So Spike's become part of the story.
No, he sure has. Now I'm wondering, will he sit calmly on the sidelines today, or will he try it again?
Well, we'll see. Spike's option. We'll be watching him. Now, apparently he will be sitting courtside, I gather. Now, if you take your Indianapolis Star this morning, you will find on page D9 a very interesting drawing, a caricature, if you will, drawn by W. Matt Pinkney. It says, Spike this, and that could be made into a mighty fine mask, I think, if you were to cut that out, put some cardboard behind it, and put it on a stick.
Oh, yeah.
That might be nice to tote that in.
Is that kind of say Spalding across his forehead?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You could, of course, just cut this whole paper out and wave it if you want. We had talked about doing Spike Lee masks, but we ran into a legal problem. So you can make your own at home with the Star. That'd be very funny.
Yes,
maybe that'll motivate Reggie again tonight.
Let's hope so.
Maybe Spike will sit there quietly.
I think the home crowd will probably motivate Reggie. So.
We'll be there. We got a big rally this afternoon, the Pacer Rally in the Alley. It's sponsored by the Hoosier Lottery, Q95 Radio, and Union Station. So join us downtown starting at 4 o'clock. We'll have some tickets to give away to the game every hour, I understand.
Yeah, while we're at the rally.
While we're at the rally. So join us, won't you? It'll be fun. There'll be a special area cordoned off for those under 21. And we're going to block off the street on Jackson Street, right across from where the kind of Union Station and Ike and Jonesy's Comedy Connection, all that stuff is all right there. So
all right.
Join us at 4 o'clock this afternoon down there. We've got an interview coming up at 45 minutes with Sam Kinnison's brother, Bill, who is his manager, his road manager, later his manager. We'll talk to him in about 45 minutes.
All right, 8:43. It could happen tonight. Yes, Q95. Q95, yes, it can happen. 8:49, you're with Bob and Tom. Good morning.
Can happen tonight, of course. Knicks, Pacers, downtown, Market Square Arena. 8 o'clock game time. It'll be on national television. Be sure to dress as a fan. I know the Pacer store was jammed yesterday with people getting Pacer gear. Don't forget you can get it at a lot of other places around town. So look for it. And we're going to dress tonight as Hicks. I think we're going to go out and get some overalls.
Find some overalls.
Yeah, I don't know where you buy overalls. Probably at...
I don't know where you sell buy Levi something.
I don't know. I don't think they have... I think overalls, maybe like Sears would have them or...
Well, call around.
I've never worn overalls.
I've never had a pair either, so...
But like, I'm thinking...
What do you wear under overalls? They're overalls, so
do you wear pants? No, I guess you.
I don't know. I've never worn them, so I don't know.
I don't know. I've never worn them either.
Stupid. Maybe you wear nothing at all.
Whoa!
Ooh, commando.
Overall commando, perhaps.
A new fashion statement.
Because we're just a bunch of Hicks here.
That's right.
Got us. Someone was kind enough to fax us the New York papers. Shut the door, Bob. I can hear the animals outside.
Sorry. Hold on.
New York Daily News.
Feeding time.
Headline: Knicks loss puts Spike on foul line. Spike on Reggie Miller. I thought the brother had more class. Lee calls choking gesture way out of line.
Oh, please. He did the same thing to Reggie. Choking gesture way out of line.
Spike is a sore loser, isn't he?
He sure is.
You'd think that he would have said, being able to witness one of the greatest events, one of the greatest basketball sequences ever.
Oh, yeah.
They'll talk about this game forever.
One
Reggie
of the
Miller.
greatest single performances by an NBA basketball player.
In the fourth quarter ever. And he was there courtside. Even though it wasn't the team he was rooting for, he was there to see it.
Sure.
A great moment. He should have stood up and applauded Reggie for doing such a great job.
Can't imagine what's going to happen tonight if he's at courtside.
Well, we'll see. I like the idea of someone should do a banner that says, "This is not a Spike Lee joint."
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, in all Spike's movies, of course, it always says a Spike Lee joint.
Right.
Which, once again, is a phrase that I don't get because it's a Spike thing I don't understand. Far too hip for the room. We do have the Chokeland T-shirt some guy dropped off. These are not for sale. I just made them for fun. Looks like the Crooklyn, which is Spike's new movie, based on the logo for Brooklyn, I imagine for the old Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah.
Kind of that baseball script writing. And it says, Crooklyn, a Reggie Miller joint.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cherish this T-shirt.
So will I.
I'd like to thank the man who brought it here, but I think he wants to remain anonymous.
And he will. We'll come right back. It's 8:52. Hello, 8:55 at Q95. You're with Bob and Tom.
We're just plotting.
Oh, we're having so much fun.
Getting ready for tonight's game, of course. Big story. This is great that someone faxed us the New York papers. It's really funny. Bob, could you shut our screen door?
I can't right now.
I keep hearing the cows out here because, as you know,
we're hicks.
We're just hicks here. Nothing wrong with
let go of that. Oh, let go of that little one.
No.
I love these animals.
Put on the panties. That's it. Oh.
I think it's time for a little boom, baby. What do you think? Yeehaw! You know, I never told you this before, Tom. You have a pretty mouth.
Thank you, Bob. We are just a bunch of Hoosier hicks. We're not worthy of the New York Knicks. We're just a bunch of Pacer fans. Wait a second. Get off the lamb. We're just a bunch of Hoosier hicks.
I got two more hicks on the phone, Tom.
Who you got?
Hey, Bob and Tom.
Hey, who's this?
Who's this?
Hey, well, this is just Laverne. I'm here with my brother, and we's listening to you. And, you know, it's really bad all them people in New York think we're hicks, because we's just watching one of them Spike Lee movies.
Uh-huh.
And we just think it's cooler than hell when he just kicks the crap out of them other guys. He just does that every time. Like that. Sometimes when he moves his mouth, it's like he's speaking Chinese or
Excuse
something.
me.
That's a Bruce Lee
comes
movie.
out, but he's cool.
What's your name again, sir?
My name's Laverne.
Vern?
Vern.
Laverne.
Oh, Laverne.
I'm sorry. Laverne, I think you're accusing Spike Lee with Bruce Lee.
Huh?
Bruce Lee. He's a
Spike
martial
Lee
artist.
is African-American director. Let's see, some great films. X,
No
Better Blues.
Hey,
do the Right
we
Thing.
must be watching the wrong movie.
Oh, but is this Bob and Tom?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
who's this?
Who's this?
Hey, this is Butch.
Butch.
Hey, Butch.
I'm Laverne's brother.
Uh-huh.
We're in the truck here.
Are ya?
Long.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to tell you that it's about damn time you boys.
I'm asking you something, bitch.
It's about time that you boys start playing some good music.
Oh, we're just playing little dueling banjos there.
That's all. Yeah.
That was great.
That is the
That's great, Bob Tom.
Hey,
What?
Hey, whoa,
Hey.
this vehicle
Hey.
insured by Smith & Wesson.
hey, Laverne. That guy's skin looks a little darker than ours. Let's go get him.
They're gone. Year of history.
The sophisticated fans. that we
Indeed. It's time for us to, I guess, get behind Duke Tomato. A little boom, baby. Q95.
Boom, baby. Nothing but net. Pacer's gonna win. No sweat. Boom, baby. Say it loud. Boom, baby. We are Pacer proud. What a great season. What a winning streak. All the things they're doing and they're not hit their peak. Dale grabbing rebounds. Antonio blocking shots. Hedward pass the ball around. These guys are hot. Boom, baby. Nothing but net. Pacer's gonna win. No sweat. Boom, baby. By Reggie and Rick. Boom, baby. Sing along with Slick.
And here is a boom, baby! Hey! I am speechless.
I'm not. I'm ready for all the boom babies in the world now, baby.
He was 4 steps outside the arc on top. Reggie from 22. Oh,
boom baby! Another one.
Outside to Reggie for 3.
Boom baby!
Boom baby in the country, boom baby downtown. Boomers on the sideline with Coach Larry Brown. Boom baby, that's our cheer. Sing it real loud, let everybody hear. Boom baby, get on your feet. Boom baby, faces can't be beat. Boom baby, sing it real loud. Boom baby, we are Pace of Pride. Boom baby, boom baby, boom baby, boom baby.
Q95, Duke Tomato 901 at WNBQ, WNDE Indianapolis. You're with Bob and Tom.
Duke will be doing that song live tonight. Boom Baby. Thanks to the Pacer Radio Network, including WNDE, our sister station. In fact, we're speaking on WNDE right now on the AM, 1260. On the FM, this is WFBQ Indianapolis, 94.7, and WNDE Indianapolis, 1260 AM, just in case you were keeping track. Duke will be joining us tonight. It's a special rally sponsored by the Hoosier Lottery, Union Station, and Q95. We'll be downtown starting at 4 o'clock, getting you ready with a rally in the alley. It's actually, we're closing off a street down there, and it's going to be great. I guess there are going to be 60,000 people in the Hoosier Dome from some kind of Christian men's organization. So they'll be in for a shock when they hit the streets.
It's going to be crowded downtown.
Crowded downtown. I hope they're basketball fans and music fans.
Too.
We'll find out. Join us downtown if you will. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got great weather for it this afternoon. We're looking for, there's no rain in the forecast, put it that way. The official forecast for this afternoon calling for highs in the mid-70s. Tonight, fair and cool, down to the lower 50s. Now, if you want to watch the game, we're going to be giving away some tickets down there. What is it, like a pair an hour starting at
4:30, ending at 7:30.
Okay. So we'll have some tickets to give away while we're down there. After the rally's over, you can go to your favorite spot to watch the game. I'm sure all of the
if you don't have a ticket,
local bistros will have the game. Of course, it'll be on NBC television tonight. Once again, we tried to present Spike Lee, His Majesty, the Knicks' biggest fan, with a Chokeland T-shirt. Spike's new movie is called Crooklyn, and it's like it looks like the Brooklyn Dodgers old logo, kind of that baseball script, that 3D-looking script. Spike's movies, they always, instead of saying a Spike Lee film, it'll always say a Spike Lee joint. Very hip thing.
Sure.
Far too hip for us to understand. But a guy by the name of Tom Hackett made these shirts. He just made a dozen of them to give away. He's not selling them, so.
Tom works for Concept Prints.
And it says, Chokeland, a Reggie Miller joint.
Very funny.
And I think that this is what we tried to present him on, tried to present Spike one of these, but he wouldn't accept it, although he did say it was funny.
Yes, he did.
And I guess Chick McGee modeled his for Channel 59. So
oh, did he?
Sometime it'll be on Channel 59. And I imagine Mark Patrick probably got one, so it'll appear on Channel 8. And I had one sent to Carlini.
So maybe you'll see it on 13 also.
But since there's a total communication breakdown.
Hey, Bob Tom.
I think she got it. Vern.
Hey, what's
nice
happening, Laverne?
Good morning, fellows.
Hey, Mark.
Have you seen
that was
the
a sight out there at the airport?
I'll bet.
How many people were out there?
There were not as many as I expected. There were probably 100 people who specifically came to see.
But all the local TV there, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah. I was the only Caucasian reporter on the scene.
You a chick, yeah.
But you got to talk to Spike.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He said, I'm not saying nothing. That's what he said first, and then kind of got pressed with questions.
Well, he's getting reamed by the New York press.
Well, and he's not exactly a favorite here, so it's like I said, every time he comes up on the big screen in New York, he gets booed.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that was before this ever happened, so now I'm sure he's under siege.
Yeah.
Great thing the other night, and I don't know that it was on the NBC feed, but it happened during a timeout. They put Bill Murray up on the big screen at Madison Square Garden, and the people started booing, and he went, acting like he started crying. Like, I'm so upset by the fact that you people are booing me that I'm a Bulls fan.
Yeah. Too funny.
It was.
Well, from New York Newsday, listen to this. In reference to the Knicks, they were exposed by a team that was closer to the CBA than to the NBA championship.
Ooh.
Now it's the Knicks who have been administered last rites. Those Hoosiers sure love sticking it to the city slickers.
We do.
Well, okay. What's
right
wrong
there. What's wrong with that?
See this one? Spike on Reggie Miller. I thought the brother had more class.
Well, who gave the choke symbol first?
It was definitely Spike.
See, Spike gave that to Reggie first, and so then Reggie returns it, and I'm sorry, that's right. You don't have class to do what I just did.
Well, I think the key is Reggie Miller is the guy on the court playing the game. That
big difference.
Big difference. While we were in New York, Spike Lee's father was on the news. Allegedly, someone broke into his pad in New York City and stole some musical score that he had written. And he was certain that it was going to show up in another movie now because he'd written it. And nothing else in the apartment had been disturbed. Nothing else was missing. But somebody had come in, according to Spike's dad, and stolen this musical score.
Well, I don't know anything about it.
I don't either.
I swear I didn't take it.
I don't have it.
Sorry, Spike. 72 right now. Let's
I bet Reggie
take a short
did.
break.
All right, we'll come.
I thought he had more class.
906 WFBQ WNDE Indianapolis. 910 at Q95. You're with Bob and Tim.
Bob and Tim?
Bob and Tom, actually.
It's been one of those days.
Bob and Tim.
Yeah, I heard that word cluster something earlier. I knew we were in trouble.
It's a nougat cluster with
nougat cluster.
Started with
there you go.
Started with the fax machine, and it just went everywhere. Hi.
Hey. Good morning.
It's not going to rain today. That's important. We'll be downtown at 4 o'clock. That's important. Join us downtown for another free outdoor show. We had a blast a couple of weeks ago. Well, that was just last week, wasn't it?
It was.
Was it just last week?
Yes, it was last Thursday.
Wow.
A week ago yesterday.
Once again, it's officially May still in the state of Indiana because we're still in gear, full speed ahead. Everyone's going berserk. Everyone's getting behind the Pacers, of course, and we'll be down there this afternoon. Let me once again draw your attention to page D9 of the Star. An excellent drawing.
Yeah, in fact,
an excellent caricature. My congratulations to the Star's artistic staff. They have once again triumphed.
Spike was shown that photo.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, as we were walking down the airport concourse, and he goes, "It don't look like me, man."
Well,
and then he looked at the shirt. Then I showed him the shirt. He goes, "That's funny. I'm not going to take it, but that's funny."
Now we apparently found out where Spike is sitting, and we think we've got one of these. We're trying to get one of these shirts made for the guy sitting next to him. So once again, grab your weekend section of the Star, page D9, is it? Yes.
And there's the picture.
That's a great caricature.
Yes, it is.
It's a combination of a basketball with a hand on it, and it's someone who sure looks like Spike Lee. And it says, "Spike this." So Spike's gotten himself, he's now the official GOAT.
I was going to say, is Spike going to play the Pacers or the Knicks in town? It's just amazing.
Yesterday I was watching Channel 8 News, and Neil Moore did a real good thing about the number 31.
Al Unser Jr.'s car.
That's been very special.
Reggie Miller's number.
He left out one of the 31s that happened in the last week, and that was Reggie Miller scoring 31 points on Monday.
Right.
And you guys are doing a promo right now. What starts with you, Mark, where you go, spring starts with basketball and ends with a race. You got to change it. Spring starts with basketball, we throw the race in, and it ends with basketball.
Yeah.
It's
so
just quite true.
The magic number is 31, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, there are 31 days in May.
Where's that David Donaldson when you need him?
Yeah.
Figure out that 31 thing.
He could figure out the magic.
It's 9:13 right now. You
flip the one. Flip that around, yeah.
Oh, man.
31, boy.
You ever go through one of those stages where every time you look at the clock, it's like 10:11 or 11:12?
I do all the time.
12:13.
I get it all. I don't know what it is, but I'm. Do I ever look at it? It's either 12:34 or 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
all the time.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
Whenever I look at my analog clock here, it always looks like the second hand is going backwards. It's a very freaky deja vu thing. That's about as close. That's about as close to psychic phenomenon as I get.
Yeah, and the visitors from New York. This is how easily we Hicks are entertained here.
That's right. That's true. Well, it'll be entertaining tonight. There is a basketball game at stake. We're going to be speaking, I believe, with Sam Mitchell in just a few minutes.
Or Haywood Workman, one of the two.
Or Haywood.
Feeding time.
But we are just a bunch of Hoosier Hicks enjoying the Pacers. As I said earlier, Mark.
That's good grill.
You know, you got to. This whole thing with Spike, this is supposed to be in fun. It seems like it's getting a little bit ugly if you read Bonnie Britton's article this morning.
Well, and as I said, he denied saying that.
I mean, bringing in
like
something
Bonnie's
racist.
Just gonna make that up.
Right, I don't.
Bringing in
see that
something racist
happening.
like the Klan is a little weird. I mean, we're talking about a friendly rivalry,
No,
and
it's not a black-white
think,
thing. It's a Pacer-Nick thing.
Don't you think that Spike should have appreciated the fact that Reggie? I mean, I wish I could have been there to see one of the greatest basketball performances in history. That is like the end of the movie Hoosiers. It's such an incredible moment, and especially the triumph of the individual against all odds. One man goes out there.
Too bad Reggie's name isn't Jimmy.
Attaboy, Jimmy. I got to be the first to tell you that when Larry Brown called the swinging gate play, I didn't think it was going to work at that point.
Pulled it off.
But, Reggie was able to pull it off. The old
Let me take the last shot, Coach. Come on, give it to Reggie.
Reggie, Jimmy Miller.
we need the music from Hoosiers. Let's get a little entertainment news, and we'll wait for a call from, I believe it's going to be Sam or Haywood. We don't know who.
Right.
All right.
Jimmy Buffett's making a splash in the latest album rankings from Billboard. Buffett's Parrot Head followers have been snapping up his first studio release in nearly 6 years, titled Fruitcakes, enters the national album chart at number 5, making it the highest charting album ever during Buffett's 20-year career.
If you were listening a few weeks ago, we had one of my favorite artists, Mac McAnally, on. Mac's photograph is inside that album because he wrote 2 of the songs with Jimmy, and he plays all over the thing.
Great.
And, every once in a while, Mac opens for Jimmy.
That's every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to see.
The manager of New York's Darien Lake Amusement Park says he made a very bad decision by allowing Metallica to play over the holiday weekend. He's apologized to nearby residents who packed a town board meeting to complain about the loud concert. They say the noise could be heard for miles around, and they also had to cope with 2 days of loud rehearsals. Apparently, they lost some money on the concert. Campers canceled and left due to the noise. Could be because Metallica's obscene language. The campers? Well, they were attending a Praise 94 Christian gathering at the park. No.
Speaking of which.
Yeah. There's a little convention in town this weekend.
That's a huge convention.
Yeah, 60,000 men.
Talk about getting the evil eye out at the airport, chicken me.
Oh, I'll bet.
Well, they're working for that evil station.
Well, no, this is some kind of Christian men's organization?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
What does 70,000 of them do together in the Dome?
I've never been privileged to be there, so I don't know.
Hope they don't get on their knees.
Can't answer that.
It should be an interesting... we'll be down there right next to him tonight, so guys, if you're listening, you're welcome to come over and
root on the Pacers.
have a couple beers and root on the Pacers. Sure, we'll accept the prayers.
By the way, speaking of accepting the prayers, great all-time move in the opening blessing of the Indianapolis 500.
Oh, yes.
As the
yes.
And
Did
God,
you hear that?
please don't forget the
Pacers.
Place went nuts.
Yeah, I was walking up I'd just gotten to my seats.
Oh, yeah.
I was
great.
walking over to turn 4. That was very amusing. Good point. Thanks for pointing that out, Mark. I'd forgotten to mention that.
That was something I'd kind of forgotten about. But really one of the best
things.
Seems
to be working.
Yes, it does.
Between that and getting to see David Letterman's reaction as Jim Nabors sang Back Home Again in Indiana, worth the trip for me.
What did David do?
Just the look on it. He didn't say a word, just kind of the look.
According to the New York Post, if Yoko Ono doesn't give Julian Lennon his share of his late father's estate, he may sue. John Lennon's will stated that his estate valued at $500 million be split between his 2 sons, Julian and Sean. Julian was supposed to receive his share when he turned 30, but Yoko supposedly has held back payment because she feels he is not responsible. Julian, who's 32, claims his wild days are over and he needs the money. He recently sold his California home because he couldn't afford to maintain it.
This guy worth $250 million and can't afford his own home.
Yeah, because his evil stepmother won't give him the money.
And I have a feeling she will.
We met Julian Lennon. In fact, I've actually met him twice, and he was a very nice fellow.
Very nice guy. One of my favorite photos is
his dad worked hard for the money. I think maybe Julian deserves a little of it. But
you're right.
Yoko, let's face it, Yoko is the evil she-bitch of the universe. She broke up the Beatles.
That's true.
Now she's not paying the Beatles kids.
That's right.
God, she is just so evil.
Wouldn't he have enough money on his own from what he's done musically to...
Well,
no.
I don't believe so,
He
Mark.
parlayed a little bit, too, with that money. Don't have a date for Lollapalooza? Not a problem. In fact, you might actually leave with one. This year's festival will feature a visual dating service. Those in attendance can go on camera, give a little info about themselves. That video will then be projected onto video walls, and anyone interested can meet the person right then and there at Lollapalooza. Couple of concert notes. Peter Frampton Saturday.
I'm Larry. I want sex.
That's Syphilapalooza, Bob.
That's lose a testicle to
Lose a gonadza. Do you have the
John Crockett concert.
Couple of quick concert notes. Peter Frampton will be performing at the Murat Theater Saturday, July 9th. Tickets go on sale this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. That's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Frampton. Tori Amos fans, she's going to perform at the Murat on July 16th, which is a Saturday. Her tickets go on sale tomorrow, but at 10 a.m., an hour later. So Frampton at 9 a.m., Tori Amos at 10 a.m.
We had a chat with Peter Frampton yesterday. He's psyched for the little tour he's going on.
Yep.
Should be a great show. He was wonderful in the air when he was with us.
And finally, just ahead of sports, the way he sees it, pal, or how do you say that?
All sports.
All sports the way you see it, pal. Tuesday night on New York City TV, Meatloaf made his baseball announcing debut, joining Phil Rizzuto and Bobby Mercer in the Yankee broadcast booth. Meatloaf sat in for a couple of innings, attempting to do play-by-play, in which Phil Rizzuto commented, "Hey, you don't have to tell them everything. This is TV. They can see half of it." So that would have been interesting.
He also said, "Hey, stop by the money store."
That's right.
He lost that gig to Jim Palmer.
That's right. He did, didn't he?
Phil Rizzuto actually did the play-by-play in Meatloaf's tune, right?
Yeah, oh, sure. He's famous for that.
Yep.
That's where we stole the idea for having Gary Lee do the play-by-play in Honey, You're the Pits.
Right.
Gotcha.
We wanted to have a professional announcer like a Phil Rizzuto or a Gary Lee.
Gary Lee in turn 2.
It's now time to talk with Mark Patrick. Do you have your Yoko Ono scream over there, Bob?
I just saw it here a minute ago. I'll find it.
In the meantime,
We'll talk to Mark.
Okay, Marcus, a lot of hoopla surrounding the hoops right now. A lot of fun, a lot of spikes stuff. I hope it doesn't get evil. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, I felt like, though, I needed to ask him about the Klan thing, because why twist it that direction?
Mm-hmm.
You know, why? It's like the stereotyping of New York people as those that urinate in the streets and none of them speak English. Well, obviously, we know we don't do that. I mean, so why do they classify all of us as hicks and Klansmen? Indiana is just the dirge of New York because we are all personally responsible for Mike Tyson being in prison. We didn't put him there. He put himself there.
Mm-hmm.
So lay off. And you know, that's Spike Lee's big thing, too. And as I said earlier, it's not a black-white thing. It's a Pacer-Nick thing, and let's have fun. That's what this is supposed to be about. I mean, obviously, issues have come into play in sport before, but I don't think this is one of those times to dredge these things up.
Mm-hmm. What else is going on in sports, Mark?
Nothing.
Okay.
Who cares?
Are you going to be able to join us at the rally in the alley this afternoon, or are you going to be in the arena?
Well, I'm going to be inside the arena to do the sportscast, but we'll have some Channel 8 representation there at the great rally of the alley.
All right.
And yeah, no, other than that, this is certainly taking a back seat to everything.
Oh, sure it is.
And
I mean,
it's just fantastic.
It's fantastic when you see the Pacers lead every newscast in the city.
And
it's kind of nice to see it before 6 o'clock.
Well, thanks, Bob.
Yeah, see, if I had my way, you'd open with that, but I...
Oh, he did the last couple of days.
I know, but I mean every day. Is this Sam or Haywood?
Where?
Well, on the warm line.
I think so.
Well, hold on, we'll find out.
Christy, no, it's not?
Okay.
Well, why don't we do a little Gary Glitter here and come back. We're expecting a phone call from one of the Pacers. By the way, I've been urging people to get today's Star and look through it. I know most people do anyway, but there's also a listing of the bars and bistros that will have special showings of the game if you want to watch it with a bunch of people.
Okay.
Let's see, this is Section D, an article by Annette Fuller Reynolds. Very interesting if you're looking for a place to go watch the game once you're downtown. Of course, we'll be downtown, Rally in the Alley, starting at 4 o'clock. We're going to give away some tickets while we're down there, of course.
You know, that's another interesting thing. I mentioned earlier in the show today that the Pacers are said to make about $300,000 from ticket sales per playoff game. But it's very interesting what it's done to the downtown economy. The bars and the restaurants downtown are all jam-packed for every game. The atmosphere of downtown, it's cool to be down there. And, you know, that kind of helps things like Circle Center Mall, which the Simons also are going to own.
Mm-hmm.
So when all the talk always came up that the Pacers were going to Toronto or the Pacers were moving to Cincinnati, it always came to mind, well, what about successes like this? They want as many people downtown as they can possibly get. And this is the kind of thing that would fuel all that. So for the economy, it's also doing extremely well. There's so many things affected by success of the team. So it's great.
It sure is. Fantastic.
Is Dale on the phone now?
Yes, Dale Davis of the Indiana Pacers is on the phone right now. He's
all right. Dale.
Uh-huh.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, real good.
Are you in a cellular phone, Dale?
Yeah, I'm on my way to practice.
Okay, we can hear you. Just
hey, Dale, you talk on any phone you want, okay?
Well, congratulations on your success so far, Dale. I understand that there's going to be some kind of a thing after the game that you're involved with?
Yes. I can barely hear you.
Okay.
That's pretty tough signal here.
Well, from what I understand, something at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom after the game.
Yes, they're having a big party there. The players will be there. Win, lose, or draw, they'll all be there after. It's going to be at the ballroom, $5, and that money will go to the United Negro College Fund. It'll be a fundraiser, but it's going to be a huge bash at the Hyatt.
Great.
Yeah, that's right.
Hope it's a big victory party tonight.
Yeah, that's what we hope to call it.
That would be fantastic.
Dale, you're not going to do any banging on Patrick Ewing, are you?
Well, we're going to try to do a little bit of as much as possible, hopefully.
What's the reaction of everybody else when Spike Lee and Reggie are having their little dialogue during the game, Dale?
Well, it's a situation where Reggie loves that. I mean, you have guys aggravating him, and that definitely motivates him and makes him play harder. So hopefully Spike will be here tonight.
Yeah, he's here. We just talked to him in the airport, so you guys are just playing outstanding basketball. I know you have to be fired up, too, because of the great play of Tank Thompson in New York, because he's always been a big supporter of everybody else on the team, and for him to come through the way he did was just huge.
Yes, he did. I thought he played well, and I thought he was really the big key. He came up with some big steals, and he set some great picks in there. So it's a situation where we definitely have a lot of guys stepping up.
Well, it helps you out when you got somebody else to come in and do a little banging, too.
It sure does, and like I said, I thought he did a great job.
You guys been shooting any free throws in practice?
I mean, well, we try to make it close, though.
You didn't want to embarrass him at home.
Well, thanks a lot, Dale. Best of luck.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Thank you.
Dale Davis from the Pacers. Sorry, it was kind of a tough phone line. I'm sorry.
A real tough phone line.
Dale's kind of a shy guy, too. So
We know that was
great.
very nice.
Yes,
well, he's
very nice
great.
for him to call.
He's
yeah,
great
he is.
in the locker room after games, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he seems so quiet, but he's very well spoken.
Okay.
And,
Yes.
all the Pacers are. It's terrific.
That was good, Mark. Hard to hear, but good. Once again, the Hyatt Regency Ballroom after the game tonight, especially. And can anyone can attend?
Yes, and the Pacer players will all be there, they say. It's only going to be $5, and the money will go to the United Negro College Fund. Hopefully it will be a victory party, but they say win, lose, or draw, they're going to be there.
Is anybody going to want to go, though?
Nah, I don't think anybody will want to celebrate this, huh?
How about a Friday night, Game 6, possibly headed to the final?
Pacers win on a Friday night. I predict 50 arrests.
50? Oh, come on, Bob. I've got $100 says it'll be 275.
Oh, okay.
Well, is the over-under 50 on the arrests?
I'm not sure. Maybe it is.
Let me call Robin.
He's your man.
Yeah, Robin would know the over-under on the arrests, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's
okay.
probably. He's got it.
Well, thanks, Mark. We're going to take a little break. We'll come right back.
It's 9:28. 9:32 at Q95. You're with Bob and Tom. Good morning.
Are we back?
We are back.
Okay, good. And I believe joining us via satellite, we have Bill Kinnison. Bill, are you there?
I'm here.
All right.
Okay, great.
And I just like to say you're listening to WFBQ Indianapolis. Bill Kinnison. We've got Bob and Tom with us today. What awards have you won since the last I talked to you?
We're far too ignorant to remember what they were.
Well, you just won a biggie the last time I talked to you.
Yeah.
That's very kind of you to remember.
You know what? I was in Las Vegas with Lark and Craig. in studio, and they pulled out a CD and put on "I'm Gonna Tie You Up."
Oh, Duke Tomato and
with
Sam
Duke
Kinison.
Tomato and Sam Kinison.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. I enjoyed it, and I thought of you guys.
You know,
you guys are a couple of the best.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you very much.
One of the best things about that song, Sam had no idea what was going on. Walked in there and played along with the song as if he'd been doing it for 10 years.
I know it. I was there with you guys.
Yeah,
right. You had a big party. I guess you do it every year.
Yeah, we did. It was great. And
we had a good time that day.
We were always hoping that Sam would come back. I got a chance to read almost all the book a few weeks ago. The book we're talking about is Bill Kinnison's book, and it's called Brother Sam. I really want to thank you, first of all, for writing the book.
Well, thank you.
It was, I think, very important that you did that for everybody to get a clear picture of what Sam was really like. Yeah, it was shocking to me. I didn't realize just quite how ugly his life was at some points.
What it is it's an honest appraisal of what his life was all about. And I knew there was going to be a book out because of who he was. And so I wanted to, write a book that goes, this isn't holding any punches, and it's not a fluff job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very honest, it's very open, just like his comedy was. And it's an honest appraisal of what his life was all about.
And it's also an interesting picture of you, Bill. You are Sam's older brother, and you are a very accomplished preacher in your own right, as was Sam.
Both of us used to preach in Indianapolis.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, first revival crusade I ever preached was in Indianapolis at a place called Lighthouse Temple or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, we were, we go over there quite often.
Let me urge people, by the way, to, first of all, if you're a fan of Sam's, to get the book and read it, but also to get a new album that came out not too long ago called, I believe it was Live from Hell.
We should mention that as soon as we talked about his preaching. Release the tape, Live from Hell.
I have a copy of it. I've listened to it several times. It was recorded in Houston, which is where Sam started, and it's got some pretty scary stuff on it. I think it's as good as Sam's first two albums. Number 3, the one that had the music, was kind of a weak link, which you mentioned.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That was a weak one.
Yeah, let me ask you this while we're talking about the albums. The first Sam Kinison album, Louder Than Hell, is that ever going to be made available on a CD, do you know?
Warner Brothers actually is getting ready to do a best of, but I would think that with the book, I noticed that we just got a royalty check for the estate that was 3 times what any of the rest of them had been, and so I think you got a whole new interest with the book.
Uh-huh.
And so I would hope so. I think that first album is a classic.
Oh, yeah, and it's only available on vinyl or a cassette, and it's probably impossible
Yeah, I know,
to find.
And that's sad. They should really put it out on CD because I think it's a classic album. And the album you just talked about, I think was that good. And it was actually, that would have been Sam's next album if he had lived, because we had recorded it for an album. It wasn't like footage I found. This was an album we had stuck back. And Sam wanted to start working on a new act, and so we just hadn't released it yet. We would have released it not long after, after he killed. We would have released it if he'd stayed alive not long after that. But after he died, there were so many other things going on with tributes and all that I sat on it for a year. But it's a good album.
Yeah, it is. It's a very, very funny album. I'm concerned. Are you going to get sued for any of the stuff on there?
Oh, I'm getting all kinds of threats.
Because there's...
Mitzi Shores, she's going to sue me. Sam's widow's going to sue me. Not as many lawsuits.
How about Penny Marshall?
I haven't heard anything from Penny. I think Penny is just happy to be alive right now.
Yeah, she almost had, I guess.
Yeah, she thought she was having a heart attack, but...
we're talking with Bill Kinison. You can, obviously, if you're listening, recognize the similarity in the voices of Sam and Bill.
That's right, but your show, he always did. I never did your show. I did 3/4 of his radio interviews, but he always did you guys. He liked you guys.
Oh, well, that's
we
nice.
liked him.
We liked him. We sponsored his first show here in Indianapolis, and many others thereafter. We almost got sued once because Sam did a stunt on stage where the radio station provided him with the phone number of someone who was divorced, and Sam called them live on stage from the Sports Center.
Yeah, he did actually call people.
It got a little ugly, and a few lawyers exchanged phone numbers.
Yes.
I don't really want to talk about it much, but that was very funny. You really became his road manager, and in many ways his brother. You were his brother. You were your brother's keeper, I mean to say.
Yeah, I didn't know which one I was in the career first. I didn't know if I was his brother or his manager first. It kind of fulfilled 2 jobs there.
Now you managed to pretty much stay away from all the temptations of the drug and high life.
Well, I had partied. I had partied before that, and I used to party hard with Sam, and And I know what it is to go through 4 or 5 grams of coke in a night. But then I had a little girl, and I wanted to stick around long enough to see her grow up and stuff, and that was my motivation. And so the last 6 or 7 years of Sam's career, which would have been 8 or 9 years ago, I had cleaned up and hadn't done any of that. And Sam kind of didn't like that. I used to be like his partying buddy, and so for a while he couldn't understand why I just clean up. I don't party with him a little bit. But that was the reason I cleaned up.
Didn't you also say though that your daughter was probably one of the highlights in Sam's life, though?
Oh yeah, he was. To him, that was the perfect child. He always said he didn't want to have a kid because he'd always be looking and go, "Why can't you be like her? Look at her." And and she's beautiful. And Sam would buy her anything. She could get anything she wanted out of Sam. I remember one time she's only like about 8 years old, and we're in Vegas, and she wants a go-kart, and a Corvette go-kart. And so I'm like, no way. Well, she tells her Uncle Sam, so her Uncle Sam goes out and buys it, and so it's like delivered at my house 2 weeks later, and I'm like, you got to be kidding. Here's a 40-mile-an-hour go-kart, Corvette go-kart. And,
for an 8-year-old.
But, he could, she used to, what was funny is that, if I had her with me, she used to go out and introduce him when she was like 3 or 4 years old. She'd walk out on stage and go, "Ladies and gentlemen, my Uncle Sam." And and Sam used to love that, and the crowd would go nuts. And then naturally we had to get her out of the house before Sam could do his comedy.
Sure.
Yeah, I can understand
that.
But
that was one of the bright points in his life, was the little ginger.
We're talking to Bill Kinnison about the book, Brother Sam. One of the things that I didn't know about Sam that really interested me in the book was that he was extremely successful as a comedian in terms of the quality of his act. He had this brilliant act almost 5 years before he became famous.
Oh yeah. He would go on at 2:00 in the morning at the Comedy Store, and they'd be jammed at 2:00 in the morning. They'd fill up at 1:30 and call in to see when he was going to come up. And so I'd have all kinds of agents and managers and stuff out there, to try to get business. And invariably, they'd double over with laughter, and I think, great, now we can get in some business. And then when I talk to him about business, I would go, well, he's the funniest guy I've ever seen, but I don't know what to do with him. And it took Rodney Dangerfield 6 minutes.